What do robes, redheads, rotary mills, and really good meat seem to have in common? Apparently, Pax Dei. Hello and welcome back to all of you over 1,300 avid consumers of Pax Dei content and the nearly 60% of you who have not yet decided to click that subscribe button. I'm Eltarii, the professional gamer, and today we are going to be debunking some rumors, patting ourselves on the back, and most importantly, enhancing some screenshots on today's Pax FriDEI review. This is the show where we talk about all of the fun, interesting, new, and exciting information that is dropped for Pax Dei over the last week. These are some of my most favorite episodes because the script pretty much stops right here. Let's get to enhancing some pixels. Or screenshots. Yeah. All right, so here we are. We're gonna go and look at some pixels right now. So this first picture is a result of some people on the Discord thinking Eltari's already in the Friends and Family Alpha, and I needed to debunk this once and for all. Sometimes people say that just because you're a redhead doesn't mean that every time there's a redhead somewhere, that redhead has to be you. This is one of those times. So I see what everyone's saying. The resemblance is definitely probably there. But there's something about Eltarii that we're all going to learn right now, and that is he is a creature of habit. And when I find a hairstyle for a character that I really like and I pick it, chances are I will probably not deviate from that hairstyle unless I really, really push myself hard to do so. And I have proof, unrefutable proof, that this is not me. This is actually one of the thumbnail pictures that I took for a Creators of the Creation episode with the Swamp Lord himself, Grumster. And here you can see that the hair is a completely different style, all right? It is totally different from the one that we see in the picture here. This character has what appears to be a very full head of hair. Meanwhile, our friend right here, the actual Eltarii from Alpha 1, is got a nice clean shave on the sides. Typically, you'll find me with a leather headband, and it is also a slightly darker red. So hopefully that debunks the claim that this is me. Now, moving on to some more of the screenshots that we got from this week, and here is one of the first ones. Really nice, kind of atmospheric, foggy area. I think this is one of the haunted forests that exist in game, though the difference here is there's a lot more atmospheric fog. But other than that, just a nice kind of scenic shot. Here's a glimpse of the character selection screen. I don't see any real differences from any of the presets that were in Alpha 1, but it is just a generally great screenshot. I love how realistic these character models look. And here is a really cool image of what looks to be a work in progress village or city. It is found alongside a river. I definitely like how we have the Pax Dei emblem put into the ground right here. It is going to be really cool to see this built out with all of the homes and different things there. Let's zoom in here and see if there's any new crafting stations that we can really see. This looks like it's a pretty standard storage setup here. A couple of familiar crafting stations, the water well, then it looks to be a cooking station right here. We have the fire pit and what looks to be a brick kiln. A lot of the other crafting stations are here. I can't really tell you which ones they are just based on how they look and their silhouettes here. But this is definitely the wood chopping block, so there's that. And then there's definitely not a... yeah, if someone needs to work on their calling card, I guess.
What's wrong with you? Why do you do that? I told you not to do it.
Harry, it's our calling card. All the great ones leave their mark.
But either way, this is a really cool shot of what looks to be work in progress city. I really do wonder who is currently in the Friends and Family Alpha working on this. All right, now this screenshot got me really excited, mostly because it's a robe, and robes are cool. Now, I don't think we have seen a robe like this in game, or at least not on a player. This is definitely a player, and it is what looks to be a piece that goes over the chest, kind of like the tabards did, I would think. We can see right here that it's not like a one-piece-fits-all thing where there would be pants as well. This character's clearly not wearing any pants underneath that robe. But it also looks like this headpiece is another new headpiece in-game. Previously, there were cloak hoods, but they had these long dangly bits that were on the end that made it look more like a bandit's cloak or something like that. This is definitely more of a priestly cloak as well, or priestly hood, and looks really cool. This is actually, I'm really liking, the developers over at Mainframe did confirm that they changed the color sliders a bit for the game. Everything seems, I would say, almost a little bit softer, but also brighter. Less kind of drab colors and more pop out. I do really like that. It also makes these types of areas, which I'm just going to guess is a home valley, a lot more vibrant, and it feels like it's a place where life exists, which is, based on what the lore says, what it should be. Then right here, this is a picture from last week's episode, and I was saving it for this week. I had a feeling we were going to get a couple more screenshots with hopefully a couple more hints towards what we'll get in the next alpha, and here it is. One of our consumers did note it in the video, and I congratulated them on a very keen eye. But what we see here looks to be a windmill. Now, we have windmills. We've seen windmills in the past, but they've all been destroyed. They all look like they're a part of really big buildings, kind of like this one back here, where you can kind of see the different parts of a windmill. But this is definitely a player-made windmill. It looks like it's something new. It's not a relic like some of these old buildings back there. And that means it is most likely a mill. So I'm thinking that we were right in our prediction that we're going to be seeing a lot more crafting in this next alpha. I mean, just the fact that we have some new clothing options available to us in the form of a robe. And then from last week, we saw this really cool wolf's cape as well, is definitely pointing me in a direction of we're going to be getting a lot more crafting from this next alpha. And that leads us to the last screenshot that we have here, which is a screenshot of a simple charcuterie workbench. Now, we actually saw a charcuterie workbench previously, and people were actually really confused by it. What that goes to show us here, I guess, is that the developers have had a lot of this stuff cooking in the oven. So what I think that means is we actually are going to have access to a lot of new workbenches, a lot of new crafting tiers, a lot of new avenues to explore when it comes to crafting. in Alpha 2 and going into early access. So it really does excite me to see images like this and be more confirmed in our opinions that crafting is going to be a huge component of the next phase of the alpha and Alpha 2. Again, that is something that is going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks, if not month or so. So definitely be staying tuned on this channel if you want to make sure you're up to date, you have all the most recent news and all of that. We would greatly appreciate it. And as always, please don't forget to like this video, leave a comment down below with what you have found the most interesting with all of these screenshots, maybe what excites you the most to do in Alpha 2. And while you're down there, please also do subscribe to the channel. It really does help us out. We're continually growing here, which is super awesome. It has been almost a year since we officially launched this channel to cover Pax Dei and Pax Dei related content. So thanks for joining us along in this journey, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until next time, I'm Eltarii, the Professional Gamer.